Today we think, well, why would you have a Secretary of the Navy who knew absolutely nothing about the military in general or the Navy in particular, and you did it for politics. And in the spring of 1913, what could it hurt, right? There aren't going to be any wars that we have to fight. So yeah, it's a good choice. Well, it turns out, you had that little, now we have to switch from North Carolina and U.S. history to world history, right? Because in the summer of 1914, of course, World War I begins. So Daniels now has to confront, first of all, keeping the U.S. out of the war, and then once the U.S. enters the war, fighting the war. And there's an interesting bit of naval history in the book in that he is among the first leaders, military leaders, who has to confront the use of the new technologies of the submarine and the battleship. Both of those technologies are perfected on his watch, and I talk a little bit about how those affect the war. But to give you the shorthand version, basically, once the U.S. enters the war in the spring of 1917, the Navy blockades the continent, the objective being starve Germany into submission. And then they transport 4 million troops to France to break the German army in the field. And that's what happens. And so in that respect, Daniels helps in the war. While he's doing that, one of the things you need to know about Daniels was as a progressive, he was a staunch anti-imperialist. But he, as the head of the Navy and the Marine Corps, he oversees the largest expansion of U.S. imperialistic activities in history. On Daniels' watch, we invade or occupy Nicaragua, the Dominican Republic, Haiti, Cuba, and Mexico. And basically you say, well, why would this progressive anti-imperialist be in charge of this? And the answer is political expediency.